Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is you're not in the time frame window where you can reach out to them. The scripture comes from Psalm 18 and 32. For who is God except the Lord? Who is a rock save our God? The God who girded me with strength and kept my way unerring, who made my feet swift as those of hinds and set me on the heights, who trained my hands for war and my arms to bend a bow of brass. So God is saying for someone, he has destined you for such a time as this. Okay, so it's kind of like whoever this is for, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be nervous, and you don't have to feel weary that you are going to fall into temptation. Okay, God says that he has you in a position to where you are just absolutely disgusted with whatever it is. Okay, it's like if it's a situation where a man, okay, where you maybe regardless if someone is trying to tempt you with temptation of a man, or if a man is trying to tempt you, or he's trying to like lure you in, or if there's a woman that's trying to lure you in and trying to tempt you in, you are so disgusted with them. And I'm just thinking about like, because I am. Okay, I'm going to be real and just say it. I am completely disgusted with the opposite sex at this point, and I'm not interested in the same sex. So I'm just going to be by myself and maybe eventually get a cat. Okay, and be happy. Okay, but I just feel like God is saying like, it's a situation where someone may be trying to like to grasp your attention. They may be trying to like I just hear God saying they want to lure you in, but God has put it up on you. God has showed you things to such an extent that you are absolutely disgusted. Like you are absolutely turned off. It don't matter who, and that's how I don't care who it is. I don't care how he look. I don't care how wonderful his smile is, how if he got different color eyes that they change in the sun. I do not care. I'm over it. Okay, okay. And I just feel like God is saying for somebody, you are just like, if you were struggling with smoking cigarettes, okay, the taste of cigarettes, the taste of tobacco, it disgusts you. It doesn't taste good, okay. It doesn't lure you in. You may get around somebody that smokes and you coughing because of the smoke, and you getting sick, and you know God is saying that he is putting this up on you because he wants to ensure that you don't fall back into that sin. And you know you have worked so hard to overcome it. You have worked so hard to overcome yourself and to get yourself past that, okay. And yeah, and this is, you know, this can go two ways. Either way, it's like it's a trap of the enemy. Like the enemy is trying to throw traps, okay. The enemy is trying to lure people into these little cages. The enemy is trying to lure people into these sin cycles, and God is saying no. He's not standing for it. He's not here for it. He's not dealing with it. And he has put it in your heart to protect you. For who is God except the Lord? Who is a rock save our God? So God is basically saying, you know, in some cases there may be people that are praying, like they are talking to the rocks, you know, the crystals, and they got the carvings, and they got all this stuff set up, and they are just wishing and hoping and praying that you would fall into this trap. God says you're not going to fall into this trap. And those little rocks are like this, like he can swipe and they gone, okay? They are rocks. They're wood carvings, and it's not going to work. God says it is not going to work on you, okay? They can sit around and they can try to argue with God himself about how they want to lure you into a trap, and how they want to prove him wrong and prove that you this and prove that you that. God says at this point, it's like they're trying to prove to God these things about you, and God is saying no. You are trying to dangle temptation in front of their face, And then after they fall weak to the temptation, you want to try to tell me that they're so bad, but I see in their heart, and I see that they don't want to do that. I see in their heart, and I see that they're not interested. I see in their heart, and I see that they're really trying. God says he is not going to allow Satan to dangle anything in your face when you are really trying to live as close to him as you possibly can. And for whoever this is somebody, like, you have had so many trials and so many tests and so many trials and so many tests. And it's just kind of like, Satan, like, God sees through this scheme. It's not where Satan is trying to, it's just like Satan just wants to win you over. Satan is trying to pull you over into that team and lead you into temptation and destroy you ultimately. And God is saying that he sees through that. He sees through the plots. He sees through the plans. He is not being fooled by them. He is not being fooled by these people. He's not being fooled by anybody. God says he knows you. He knows you, okay? He is the shepherd, and he knows his sheep. And he knows that you truly desire to be his sheep. He knows that you are truly trying. And he also knows the limit of what you can bear. God says he is not going to put too much upon you where you just break, okay? God is not going to do that to you. He said he is not going to put you in a position to where you can't help but to break. God says he knows you very well. He created you, and he knows what you are really about. And he knows who you really are. And even if there is someone that is trying to make believe in their mind, and they're trying to tell themselves, and they're trying to convince God that you are different from the way that he created you, he's not listening to that. Because he knows. He has been doing this forever. He has been creating people and creating animals, and he created the world, and he created the stars, he created the moon, he created the sky, he created everything. And there is no way that something that he created is going to come and tell him about something that he created, because he created both things. And God says he sees into their heart, and he sees their true intentions. And he sees into your heart, and he sees your true intentions. And he says he is not going to allow you to fall into temptation, because that is not your portion this time around. That's not your portion. Who made my feet swift as those of the hinds and set me on the heights. God says he plans, this game is over. The game of the devil dancing around in your life and making everything go disarray is over. The time is up. The time has come for God to sit you up on high. Okay, and that's ironic because I was just looking at this and I was like, what happened to my little S? Okay, but anyways, the time has come for God to sit you up on high. The time has come for God to sit you in this position to where you are supposed to be. The time has come for God to release blessings unto you. And God says there is no devil that is going to be able to take that away from you, not this time around. God says your test season is over. That period has ended. There's no more tests right now. And it's not to say that God will never test you, but at this point in time, you are recovering, and God is not going to test you while you are recovering. You got to recover, and then while recovering, God is blessing you because you passed your last test. So if you just pass the test, God not that's kind of like when children are in school and they do the classwork and then they take the test, and then after they take the test, they get a break. Typically it's Friday and then it's the weekend. They get a break. God said, no, he's giving you a break from this. He is sick of the games of the devil. He is sick of the schemes. It's over. And that's the message. God says you are not tempted anymore. You are not tempted anymore. You are utterly disgusted with every single scheme that the enemy has tried to throw at you. You are completely turned off. You have no taste for it anymore. You have no lust for it anymore. You have no interest in it anymore. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.